what will they see in terms of signage that says this, or doesn't say,
Yeah,
that
it's a
this
great
is a
question.
medical marijuana facility?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, to your point, they're gonna see, you know, a pretty nice looking retail facility. We will probably, have our name up there, as in our actual, you know, trade name, Marine Community Partners. We've been toying with some different branding, but you can, certainly trust that it's not gonna be a big flashing marijuana leaf, or not gonna be anything gaudy, or something that doesn't really fit
So
with
right
the,
now, we don't know what it is.
the,
Will your application show that, or is it county review?
Part of the application, you have to lay out exactly where your signage is gonna be. They have very tight restrictions within the ordinance and within the application on, size and actual language. You have to put a sign up that says, you know, ID required, doctor's recommendation required for entry. There's a certain amount of like very specific regulations in there that are included in the application that you'll be able to review when, they're published by the county.
but it-
I'm
So,
wondering,
the person coming to my house, see it, to buy it, will pass by a facility, beautiful, but it will say medical marijuana dispensary.
The sign,
True?
no.
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
In our, yeah, I mean, in all the other facilities we've done, we've never put marijuana dispensary on it. You know, we've always just used the name of what it is, like Berkeley Patients Group, or New Leaf, or, you know, that name, and really not relied on, like I said, really throwing it in your face that this is marijuana. It's just not our model, you know, 'cause we know that's not what
So at this point, we don't
we're
know. The pictures don't show what's gonna be there.
They don't,
The sign.
they don't have any signage, correct, no, but,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
I would say it's rather subtle when I drive by BPG.
Yeah.
I'd have a
How
hard time
about
finding it.
lighting?
Oh,
There's no lighting that's showing.
Right. We have a very large, yeah, you know, and maybe I should have brought that, a very large, actually, it's a lighting plan that shows the entire, property, the whole parcel, exactly where the layout is and exactly where all the lights are and how wide that light is distributed. That literally covers every square foot of the parcel and even onto the street.
Yes,
And
it's,
so what is your lighting? I mean, you don't have the picture, but can you tell us what the lighting plan is? Like, are they
For exterior.
Yeah.
30 feet tall, or 10 feet tall, or just on the ground, or?
mhm. Yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely, most of it will be mounted on the actual buildings. You know, we certainly won't be having anything that's, massive, light poles and things. You know, we do have requirements for how well lit it has to be. You have to have a certain amount of candle feet per square foot. Those are all, you know, regulated in the ordinance, but, you know, not gonna be, lighting up the whole town by any means, but.
But it
lighting
would light up Harbor Drive, or
Um,
just on the
Just
property?
really just on the property, yeah. Yeah, we're not lighting, surrounding properties or anything like that, but keeping this property well lit, absolutely.
Because 24/7, that that's required to be on?
That's a good question. Is it required throughout the night?
That's what I believe it was in.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, I can't necessarily say that offhand, but I would say certainly for our security, protocols, we would certainly keep our immediate areas, our immediate buildings, lit, definitely.
And,
What are your
motion
plans for the
lights.
house in front?
Basically administrative uses, you know, this is all of the cannabis and the actual retail transactions happening in the new build. The existing house would really just be office, functions for this facility.
how many employees are you anticipating, an average day?
Yeah, on an average day, it would start in the range of about 12. That would be, our range, you know, like I said, we have looked at this and tried to see what capacity could be, where it would go, just to make sure that this space could accommodate it, but initially, it's kind of doesn't.
Are you offering jobs to locals?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, how many?
Preferably,
It's in the plan.
How many?
Yeah. Well, we don't have it as a strict quota system or anything like that, but obviously, I mean, it's good business, you know, we don't want people commuting from far away. It just doesn't help them get there on time or make them good employees, so would love to hire locally.
So, the
I
employees
have a
park in
question.
that parking lot
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
that has 25 spaces?
Yep.
how many
12
employees?
employees, you've only got 13
How many employees?
spots.
I thought he said 12.
25
Uh-huh,
spots.
yeah, right.
12
Yep,
employees.
yep, yep.
25 parking spaces.
Yep.
Right.
And,
Uh-huh.
thank you.
I have a question
Yes, ma'am.
for these two gentlemen over here in Marin County. Do you have a financial investment in this company?
Yes, of course.
And is that why you're kind of promoting?
I could say that's definitely part of the reason, you know, like Tyler said earlier, he went through a journey with this whole process, and we're not here to debate whether marijuana is good or bad, that's, you know, that's a moot point right now. Traffic is an issue for you all, and it's an issue for me too, it's an issue for running a business, like, we completely understand that. We are financial partners with them, but really, when I heard that Marin County was gonna be offering up dispensary licenses, as a Marin County resident, I kinda wanted to know what it was about, and who was gonna be moving in here, was it gonna be people from, you know, Oregon, Nevada, Washington, were they flying in, were they locals, and it just literally serendipitously at a Giants game ended up meeting with them. And it just, friendship blossomed, and then Marin County came out, and here we are, with 4 licenses coming out.
You got friends that are,
Can I just clarify?
Sure.
They don't have a financial interest in BPG. They're investing in the Marin Community Partners.
Correct.
So it's not like they're trying to
Good
sell a business
Yeah,
where they
that's
have
good.
a financial interest. I
Um,
think that's what you're.
We,
And
gonna be
this
yours.
is Sarah
This
Taylor,
project, this project.
our attorney from Novato.
so, yeah, you can take it back. Yeah, so the way the dispensary business works is operators partner with locals. That's in the stipulations of the applications, everything like that. So Tyler and I see this as a business opportunity, and we see it as a way to have a hand in something that we really don't want someone else having a hand in. There's 11 applications going in, multiple in Nevada. And if it's gonna be someone, we'd like it to be us. And we'd like to reach out and talk with the community and be a part of this. You know, I can almost throw a baseball to where I live, right? And so our point of view is, yes, it's a financial investment. We also have other jobs, but it's more so we want to be involved. And we, crazily enough, met the best operators in the business. And once we got to know them, know their operation, know what they do to the community, we just want to make sure it's done right, to be perfectly honest. And it sounds like giving you lip service and saying what you want to hear, but that's the truth. So
I'm sorry, isn't it on the permit that it has to have 2 Nevada residents on the application? I mean, 2
It doesn't
Marin County
have to.
applications?
no.
It's not a requirement.
It isn't on the application?
It is on there, you get special, community benefit points, but it's not a requirement.
Second, just my personal opinion, it looks like a police station, okay? It's gonna be lit 24 hours. You're gonna come down to his house and drive past it. My first view of it, it looks like a facility that's meant to be secure, like a police station or jail, okay?
Well, that's one, okay, so keep crime away, that's one thing, okay, mark that, it'll be well lit. We're trying to make it, we're, again, with the whole eco-friendly building, we're putting it back into the side of the hill, we're keeping the trees, the foliage, you know, the parking lot will be out front. Like I said, it's to be as under the radar as possible.
It's not very aesthetically pleasing.
Well,
Yeah, so I
We'd be
think
open.
that there's a couple of points I'd like to make, and one of those points is that we've had medical marijuana dispensaries in Marin County quite a few years. We had one in Nevada, and it was closed down. It was actually operated by a gentleman who happens to live in this area. And it was closed down because of problems in the area, crime in the area, loitering in the area. So, you know, we've had others in Fairfax, so what you were saying, and I don't recall exactly who, kind of made it sound like there hadn't been medical marijuana dispensaries in Marin County before, and that's absolutely untrue. There have been, they've been licensed, there's been unlicensed ones, there's currently quasi-unlicensed or unregulated distributing operations going on. No one hears a whole lot of problems about those.
Can I clarify?
Sure.
So, essentially, there's no jurisdiction in Marin, or California has really had any sort of like official licensing program. They just only recently established one last year when they passed the Medical Cannabis Regulation and Safety Act, which is the one that enacts this local regulation and allows for the local governments to create these permitting programs. Marin County and the city of Novato have never had a licensing program to actually authorize or permit dispensaries to operate and distribute, so.
Fairfax did, Fairfax.
Oh,
was-
Fairfax,
that
okay,
was the
excuse
only
me,
one.
Fairfax was the
Marin
only,
Alliance, but yeah,
yeah.
Nevada, the county itself, never had a licensed and regulated
Right,
dispensary.
and
But there
that,
was
those
a marijuana.
individuals that were operating were already operating out of compliance because there was no permit or license to be had, and so, you know, the fact that there were issues surrounding that may have to do with his, or her, I don't know who was running it at the time, but somebody who is a bit more, into taking risks and perhaps not having as much respect for the community and the impact that their businesses and sort of the level of professionalism that comes along with people that are not compliant with regulations. And so, also with these delivery services, you know, it has been good for patients that are unable to access medical cannabis because there have been no real dispensaries, and the ones that did exist were very sketchy, were very dangerous, did not have proper protocols. But those are also not licensed and have never been. So it does seem, I mean, even down, almost everybody I talk to seems, there's a lot of confusion over who's licensed and when they were licensed and how that happened, but technically, legally speaking, there have been, other than Fairfax, 0 government-issued licenses to any cannabis businesses in Marin. So all of these other operations that have existed and caused all of these issues were being run by people who do not feel the need to get government approval or community input on their operations.
Will you be delivering out of this store? Or does only people come there, or can you have delivery service?
Certainly our primary intent is just to have the storefront operation. I forget, in the ordinances, is that even permissible?
It's permissible, it's something that I think we've sort of left open, but it's not directly in our
So you can have cars coming and going, delivering, like pizza delivery?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, not likely, no.
Well, no, we don't plan to have a delivery.
Penny had a question.
Oh, yes, property values, you said that you talked to real estate agents and they don't think there's any liability, is that what you said?
Right, yeah, no need to disclose that.
Well, for your information, the houses that are on the market now, all of the realtors are disclosing this.
What are they saying?
They're saying that there's a potential for a marijuana dispensary on Harbor Drive, and because they're very concerned about the liability, and I've talked to several realtors and they're all very concerned about it. So they're disclosing it.
I think that legally speaking, why they're doing that now is it's because it's not in existence, and they're concerned somehow that they're gonna sell, but once it is running and it's a matter of public knowledge, that disclosure is gonna change a lot. I'm surprised people are doing that, because it really is for protection regarding the property. So I don't know if that's anecdotal or, I mean, I'd be really interested in that, but I think it's only because it's non-existent if they're doing it. But it's certain, if you look at the Department of Real Estate website, or you look at any of the laws or any of the disclosure requirements for real estate under the Department of Real Estate for the state of California, it is not required. So they can do it.
Perhaps they're overly concerned, but they're doing it.
Yeah, I hear you, that's what I wanna say, but I guess I'm just saying, I think there is a substantial difference between what's happening now and what will happen in the future. And the only thing that I wanna say is, as I listen to this, is that I have not been involved in the front lines of the marijuana industry all the way along. But in going to all the county meetings, it's clear that the county is trying to open up this access for medical marijuana. And I think when Barbara talked to it earlier, that, you know, they use certain strains of the plant, they're making certain medicines that don't have the psychological effect, or the high, or they're really threading the needle with this. So to me, the key thing about it is, if we're going to have this in the county, and it was the county who picked the sites where it could be and the locations where they wanted to see them, I think the key things for us in Novato is to say, who is going to do the best job of getting us safe, getting us taken care of, getting good medicine to people? Because I think the county is bringing this in, the state laws are changing. But, so for me, it's really this analysis of, these guys know how to do this in the safest way, so I think they really accentuate the safety aspect of it. And the different aspects, it's more a reflection that they really know what they're doing and are doing that in communication. And I know that they wanna do it in communication with you folks. So-
Once again,
Excuse me.
location.
What is your understanding, are you?
I need a follow-up question with Penny. If the realtors are deciding to reveal this information, does it mean my house values will go up or down?
That I don't know.
Okay.
My
I can
house-
guess.
My
can
house is
guess.
on market, I would tell people that are coming. I
Excuse-
wouldn't feel right not telling. It's same as if there was, I don't know what else was going on in the neighborhood, I would tell them. It just would make sense. And I don't know why, I'm not against marijuana, I was a teenager in the sixties, we were teenagers in the sixties, we did our thing. And I'm not against it in any way, I think it's wonderful. But if it's gonna be legalized, won't soon they be having a dispensary in the hospital or in the medical facilities around? Why put it out where people can't get to it?
And why in a residential area? Why not next to Costco? That's what we're upset about.
So
People
where,
that's
my
not
question,
incorporated
my
area.
question
Yeah.
to you is, where do you practice?
I live in Novato, I
Okay,
practice in San
So
Francisco.
what is your idea about the city of Novato? Our main concern here is this is gonna be the only facility
Mhm.
in northern Marin. And
Mhm.
we're probably gonna be seeing 1,000 visits a week here, at least,
Mhm.
because this is the only one. I would feel more comfortable about this being a medical facility if we knew that the city of Novato was gonna have dispensaries there too, so all the people from Novato weren't coming out here to
Mhm.
get not only their medical marijuana, but their recreational marijuana,
Mhm.
which is the majority of the people who buy at a medical facility or recreational, okay? So right now, our big concern is it's a residential area, it's gonna be the only one. If we knew that the city of Novato was gonna do something, I questioned the city of Novato, and they said they don't know yet. So at least they're thinking about it.
Right.
Because like I said, we've got tons of commercial areas in downtown Novato that are empty basically,
Mhm.
that have the facilities.
And I think, I completely agree with you, and I'm a resident of Ottawa, I would love to see some facilities in there. But at this point, the municipalities aren't doing it. It's the county who's doing it, and then the county can only use unincorporated areas.
They're making it available for you.
Exactly, and so there is a residential section, but they identified along the corridor places where they wanted it, because they do want them geographically spread out.
Well, it was
And-
because of the zoning.
Yeah, and because of the zoning. But then I think what the focus gets to be is who are the people that are gonna listen to you guys, and who are the people who have been doing it and are gonna make the best, are gonna build the best facility for you. That's just me in terms of being a resident here and everything like that. If it's coming, and if right now it's only in the county, we really want the best people who know what they're doing. And the county's been really clear about that. Have any of you been to any of the county meetings?
Oh, yeah.
They've been very,
They've been very clear. The cities won't do it, so they're gonna dump it on us.
yeah,
And we can't do
yeah,
beans about it.
right.
Yeah.
But what you can do is you can work with a place like Marin Community Partners, who will work with you to the extent they can.
You're not hearing
But that
us.
won't
We
change,
don't want it.
yeah.
I
and that won't
understand,
change, but them or the other group, it's still gonna be traffic, and it's still our little area. And nice as they are, they can't make the traffic not come, cause then they won't have a business. You know?
I agree, but I think the county is the
Gonna
driver.
jam it down our throats. They are gonna do it.
Another thing is where your location is you're kind of dividing the community from the store. There are a lot of kids that go to the store
Yeah,
on their bicycles.
Ross is here.
A lot,
yeah.
and that it's not safe for kids to go to the store anymore. It's not safe for walkers with their dogs anymore. And a lot of people walk Harbor Drive from one end to the other.
Go all the way
or
around.
back. Or they come down from Grandview and go up Harbor and back into the golf course there and then back up. And it's just a bad spot. We've got children, we've got pets, we've got,
And these guys give you high driving,
yeah.
especially when they're being recreational, they're gonna be,
Once it's legalized and you guys open your doors to anybody and everybody, especially once the hospitals say, okay, well, if it's legal, we'll sell it. Or the little store will be next to the hospital by the theater or downtown. And then you guys say, well, we gotta stay in business, well, let's just open it up to the public. And there you go. And it's a bad location, bad.
Yeah, I think, like we said, they're,
Location.
picking, finding a location that makes everyone happy, it has been very difficult in Marin County. It's,
Making nobody out there.
yeah, well, I don't think we're making nobody, but I understand there's a lot of concerns, and I think I just reiterate what Sarah said, is that this is a tricky process, and it's complicated, and there are concerns, but you have our commitment, and you have us standing before you saying that we wanna work with you to make it work as best as possible, and I understand, and no harm taken, but I think we may come to a point where the county is gonna authorize these somewhere, someplace, and you may have a decision of picking the lesser of some evils, and I'd like to think we're the lesser of your evils. So, and I don't know if that's satisfying or settling in any way, but I think that's the best I can put it, that no matter what your feelings about us, we're gonna try our best and do our best to make this work and be responsive as much as we can.
Have you spoken to any of the other applicants that are applying at Rossi's?
We have, so I have, and they, on this coming Tuesday, the 15th at 7 PM in this room, Susie Krolicki, she's one of the other applicants, she will be making her presentation to the neighborhood, and you guys are welcome to come and see that. She is proposing, for one of the sites at Rossi's. And then Doug Seiler, he is a resident of Blackpoint and also a realtor. And he and his group are deciding still yet whether they will come and meet with the community at this stage. So we don't yet have him on the calendar, but I invited all three groups to come, and you guys, got two chances, because you changed your, and if the community wants to hear again, we'll invite you again, but they haven't, neither one has given many details yet about their proposal. We were hoping by now to see the published applications, but still, as of 2 o'clock today, when I last checked, they're still not published, and I understand there's some reasons behind that. So it's great that we have no other opportunity to see these or to learn the details of your business any earlier, because we're all anxious to see these applications. And you may be right that if the county does say that one business must be here, the community will then want to have a say in which one of the three of you it is. So they still have yet to hear what the other two applicants have to say. I anticipate that their projects are much smaller because their physical plant is smaller that they're proposing in, but that's all I have heard so far. But we want to get everybody as much knowledge as possible. Yes?
Just a dumb question. Are the applications in the county offices somewhere and we cannot see them?
We cannot see them yet. They have not been.
They're gonna be made.
Yeah. My understanding is they went back to all three of you to make corrections or additions, and which is standard. They wanted a little more information, so the applications haven't been deemed complete yet. But so far, all they've published is the contact information. And they keep saying every time I've called, by the end of this week, but I think that it's been about 8 weeks in a row they've said that, so I just.
Yeah, it seems like that's the way these things always go, they take a lot longer than they initially forecast, but
Yeah.
it certainly will happen before the next phase, I mean, it has past that.
And they talked about having public hearings, so not just us, but the rest of the county, at the Civic Center starting in January, but I don't know if it'll happen, but they would give you guys anything, yeah,
Skeptical, but eventually.
yeah, so then you'll have your full presentation, I imagine, and everything will be out in the open, for sure, but I appreciate you guys coming
I'd
out.
just like to say, I think you have a lot of support in this community if you wanna pursue this in the city of Nevada. You're a lawyer, this is not gonna happen right away here either. I mean, unfortunately, the county is letting these applicants think that this is gonna, if everything on the application is correct, that they're gonna be issued. Some of us disagree with that, but I would say we'd be more than willing to support you. We have businesses in Nevada, there's already infrastructure there, there's already buildings that would be appropriate. We'd be more than willing to support you in that area of the kind of dispensary you're proposing, 1,000 probably visits. This is gonna be a big deal. It happened in Colorado, it happened everywhere else. It wasn't a mom and pop thing. That's, the city of Nevada would be, even if we could make a compromise and make it out by Bellarmine Keys in the industrial park, okay? Somewhere there, we'd be more than willing to help you, support you, but this is residential. That's our main objection, and if you wanna go there, hey, I'm sure we can throw support your way, but we're feeling defensive here because